everybody! It's me, the Down Under Gamer. And tonight we're going to be playing Crash Bandicoot. Alright, I made some adjustments to the music. Yell at me if you don't like it. I'll adjust on the fly. Hello everyone! So at the moment I have a little Q&A thing up so where you can suggest items to add to the game or stickers that we could be drawing tonight. Sleepy Dragon suggested getting the version of Duck Girl's hockey stick, and that is already in the game, so don't worry, that's coming. Let me turn it down a little more. Cool. I'm a bit quiet? Okay. Alright, is that a little bit better? Why is that? Alright. I wanted to show off this real quick on my screen. I'm doing a little compilation of when society collapsed. And when I did Pinky Guard and then to Z-Zones, they had their own little custom little like segue in between. So this is what this is. I'm gonna animate some ducks flying through the sky. Squawk, squawk. And then this guy, this little duck will do a little travel. He'll whack, 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 whack behind the traffic light. Maybe put a little baby duck up in the lights. So yeah, that's basically what I want to show off. Kickstarter's doing really well. Thank you everyone who's supported it. Suggesting in-game items. So yeah, so let me clarify on that. So this is mostly like for stretch goals for the Kickstarter. So if there's a sticker you want to see added to the Kickstarter as a stretch goal, just suggest it and maybe we can draw it tonight. And if there's any items you want to add to the game, you can suggest that too. I've got a little list and I'll do some polls in a minute, trying to decide what we draw. But other than that, it's pretty chill. Ooh, do I consider my series a multiverse? Kind of, I guess. With all that stuff, I don't overthink it. They're all their own little things. Never worry where they're going, because yeah, I feel that would bring it down. But yeah, will my other projects, will my other series get projects in the future? Not necessarily TTRPGs. Yes, absolutely. I wish there was lots of things I could talk about, but I cannot. But good stuff coming for sure. Just give me one moment here. I'll put some stuff into another thing. But maybe we can start by just drawing one of the characters that haven't been made into a mini yet. Probably just open with the scavenger because that's fun. Just while we talk and I let people vote. I'll probably also polish these a lot more off screen because I'm not the best multitasker. So here we got Lady Gigantosaurus Rex and Duck Girl, and they're kind of like the min-max scale of character heights. So the scavenger, probably somewhere around here. And they'll have a nice casual pose, I think. Deep pockets. reference picture up. Okay. Alright, I got a million questions, so let me quickly go through them. Thank you everyone who has to leave, I appreciate you dropping by. Energy drink item that increases stamina, that'd be a rad idea. There is an energy drink that will pop up a lot in the game called Anxiety. Mentally chill. Weirdly, there is some energy drink tie-ins to the entire story, so that's kind of fun. I love the idea of the feral class, like people who once didn't have to deal with society, just went wild and started chilling in the wild. Tis rad. Yeah, I think that's cool too. And like, it doesn't mean they have to lose their like mental capacities. They're just not engaging with anything, which is kind of nice. Will there be models for the game? There is wooden skinny minis, so like they're flat, but that lets me really put my own art on them, so that's fun. Game, are you making a game based on your shorts? Yes, a TTRPG based on the When Society Collapsed series. Oh guys, thanks for sending money. That's so necessary because I'm running a Kickstarter, but I appreciate that. I appreciate yous. None of the classes really spoke to me. They're also varied and interesting that I can't help but love them. Yeah, like, they're intentionally a little bit vague too, so it's like, you know, like a berserker carries a type of personality, like, you know, to the class, but all these classes are very professional, so you can, like, treat them any way you want. You can stick whatever personality you want. I think it's cool. Netmancer, will there be an online store after Kickstarter? Most likely, I don't have a lot of details. It depends on a few things, but I can't guarantee what'll actually be in it, but most likely. Nothing in motion yet. Thank you for $20. Do I have a favorite class? Oh, probably Animal Dude. I like Animal Dude. Survivalist is kind of cool too. A forgotten roadside attraction? That's already in the game. I'm gonna just be confirming everything that's in the game tonight, maybe, but that's alright. Are there going to be any music based items? Yes. Cool. Sorry about this, chat's going fast. There's a lot of ducks in the game. I'm a fan of ducks, so they're overrepresented compared to the other animals for sure. I've not watched the Magnus archives, but everything I make, someone's like, well, not everything, but I get a lot of like, is this Magnus archives related? So I should read it. Will I make extra campaigns or other settings? I'd like to, but I'm really just focused on getting this one done. If the campaign makes enough money, maybe, but at the moment it is just Damnation, and I really want to polish that and make it good. I'm so looking to play with my friends or DM for the first time. I'm hoping this will be a good game to GM. Can't say DM because that's actually copyrighted, which is funny. But yeah, I hope this is like very good entry-level sort of GM stuff because the rules are light, and a lot of stuff just kind of gets drip-fed to the players as they play. So you don't need to learn a ton on your first session. So that's good. I'm a zine artist, and I love the idea of Punk Librarian handing out all the little 8-page zines. I just want to be not to be an asshole. Absolutely, I love zine fairs, and there are so many little informative zines of people just sharing what they love, and that's, you know, that's a source of a lot of this story. You know, will there be a bread item so you can feed the ducks? No, bread's bad for ducks. So apologies, I'm just going to quickly skim. Books on foraging, tips and cooking, that's already in the game. Oh, did you have any ideas that weren't able to make it into TTRPG for some reason? This... People won't like this, but... Lane it. It was kind of hard to figure out a way to do lane it with a bunch of copyrighted cards and do it in a way that's like fun for multiple people. It's in there in a way, but not. I don't think it's gonna be super satisfying. All right, I'm gonna close this Q&A and make some polls so we can all vote. Okay, I closed the Q&A and it removed all the the submissions. I am such an amateur. I'm gonna have to do it again. I apologize, everyone. That is a huge goof on my part. I am embarrassed. Okay, sorry about that, guys. If you could answer questions again, I will copy them before closing. Jeez. Alright, at least I can go back through these questions. Oh, so someone asked, is there a chance of getting the simplified printable version of the battle van added as a stretch goal or add-on? I am looking into this at the moment. There's not really a way to do like a cool papercraft fold-out thing like the actual one you can buy, but I'd like to have something for people who can't get the actual one, because like as an Australian who had to order stuff from overseas, I know how painful it is to get a lot of stuff like this. So it's something I'm looking into, and I'll confirm more before the end of the Kickstarter for sure. People asking if it'll be solo friendly, not by design, but the way the map system works is that it like kind of prompts all these different locations, so I feel like it could be kind of viable, but it's definitely designed around having a GM. TM for Dam Master, that would be pretty good. Nunchaku as an item, I'm that's one of the ones I was going to throw in the poll, but yeah, I think that could go in. The Damn Man. Wobbles and Bean. What projects have your ducks been in? I put ducks in Cornerstone Park because you suggested it. I love ducks too, obviously, so love me some ducks. Okay, I'm just quickly copying the questions. A book for wetland plants. There's just plant guide in general. Maybe we can do one for wetlands, because you will be traveling to the wetlands. Okay, so I'm just gonna put together. We'll split these questions up, so their poll won't have everything. Alright. Sorry, the visuals are probably very boring. So yeah, I just gotta say, cat backpack, that's already in the game. Hat that grants a boost to gender/vibes. Maybe not specifically gender, but vibes is definitely in the game. But vibes is a kind of gender. Something with T, a character which collects different pre-collapse. Okay, we can do that. Can we get a soap item card that can be used as water source to gain clean condition for an increased je ne sais quoi? I was going to say there's a shower that you can get in the game, but soap just to give you a little boost, I think that's a great idea. Pocket sand. A technophile cult that prophesies the return of the Wi-Fi server. Ooh, that would be good. Okay, I've done a poll. I'll let that go for a minute. I think one thing we could actually draw, which I've been meaning to do because it's a default pet you can get in the game, is a cat with a backpack. So let's get rid of that for now, and we can get the cat going. I want it to be like Cloudanther's cats that are all black, so that's pretty easy to do. The little void puddles. Outline. Can we get Shrek the Horse as an item card as a reference to one of the earlier shorts? No, DreamWorks will kill me, so I can't do that. But there might be stuff in the game where it's like, oh, it's a movie about an ogre at Christmas time. That's probably the length of how close I can get to it. But there'll be some stuff like that in there. Ooh, what would the player cutouts look like? Alright. That's all. Let me pull something up. Actually, I did some... Where did I put everything? Alright, this is kind of funny because someone asked earlier about, this was like one of my first like placeholder cards. These stats don't work anymore, but the field hockey stick, it's all about hitting ankles, clipping them ankles, tripping people up. And Duck Girl has one, and maybe there's a way for you to get it. Sorry, I was looking for an image, but I don't know where I've saved it. But the minis are on the Kickstarter if you ever look. You can see them there. Killed the Justice League in an upcoming Dead Sad Dino animation. They're doing the Velociraptors. What? Yeah, that's incredible. A DVD containing someone's copies of an old online animated short series. Nudge, nudge. Man, that'd be crazy if someone made a physical media of my stuff. All my stuff is social media. It's all very in the cloud. So something that's been very advantageous with this TTRPG is, because I got an animation, one of the things I really made myself do is learn how to draw quickly. My art style is very based around speed, which has worked out well because I've had to make a lot of art for this game, but fortunately I can produce a lot of art pretty well, which I'm appreciative of. I'm going to turn down the stabilization and just sort of hatch this in. I am not a perfectionist. I love all the little errors that each bit of art gets. So nice. There should be a pop-up Halloween costume store where you can duck in and disguise yourself. There's a few costumes in the game that have no real in-game purpose. I really do want to encourage the role-playing element. I think one of the examples I gave earlier was you can get a wedding dress, and I have no goal in mind for the players with their wedding dress, but maybe the players will figure out something fun to do with it. Even if it is just rip it up into threads and make a rope or something, but. Yeah, there's a few, because you're going to be scavenging a lot in this game. I want there to be a few. Not everything is going to have an obvious use straight up, but you can just throw it in the back of your van and take it with you, and maybe you'll find a use for it later, or figure out something to do with it. A lot of improv, suggestion, sort of stuff like that. Was there something in the development of Divination that you just got you absolutely giddy when you thought other people were taking the idea and running with it on their own? Oh, there's a few things. I really like talking about the game, but I also don't want to give too much story stuff away. Maybe I buried too much of the story, but yes. Do you think you'll post a video of one shot of the TTRPG as a demo? Yeah, yes. Eventually, yes. When you open the cookie jar, depending on the role, it's either sewing supplies. Both are good in the apocalypse, though. You'd love some cookies, but also sewing supplies aren't going to go wrong. Oh my god, this cat is so stupid. I love him. He's just there. He has no idea. Will there be any appearance of other characters you've made that are not a part of the When Society Collapsed, like Nunchaku cameos and stuff? There might be some references, but the worlds, they don't collide. It's having a little pinky guard guy there wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. Or a boyish, cute knight who can free fall a couple of stories fine. This is a really grounded world, so unfortunately, I can't really bring the other stuff into it. It would cheapen the world and the story. You love a Polaroid camera? When you have the little photo moments from the game? Oh, that would be cool. That could be put in. That's kind of like, that's my idea behind the battle van. It's like, that's, as you build it up on your journey, it's gonna like kind of tell the story of where you've been and what you've done. And at the end, when you're like, yeah, hauling around a little village's worth of supplies, it'll be cool. It'll be a nice memory. The map as well, as you build that out. Cassette player? That's already in the game. I really like the art of the guy who's the Raider art placeholder for the stretch goal. Is there a way to get him as something? Yeah, that is actually the Raider class, so you will be able to play that in the game. So that's all good. He's cool though, he's a big chunk. Very much like a variation of Lady Gigantosaurus Rex. I haven't said why, but all the Raiders always cover their face. Well, I mean, like, it's kind of obvious why a Raider would cover their face. But they've all got something. Lady Gigantosaurus Rex just has this, like, this bucket and bigger elk-looking horns. How long will the campaign take to play? I don't know yet. That part we're still kind of playtesting, and I keep playtesting in chunks, so I'm not sure overall. It'll definitely a couple of sessions at least. Oh, my friend Zach from Twitter is here. Everyone say hi, Zach from Twitter. What programs did you use to make the rulebook? I just wrote it. Yeah, no, nothing too specific. Are there instruments to find? Yes. How will the campaign videos work? Yeah, there'll be QR codes you can scan, but I'll make a playlist on YouTube as well. They'll probably be unlisted, but I'll have a link somewhere pretty public, I think, to find them. So yeah, you can either scan them or you can just have it all queued up. How about a crafter subclass? I thought about that, but it just... I don't know. I don't feel like it... There's going to be little elements of that, especially like the build and fix elements while out in the world. But other than that, you're not going to be like crafting bandages or anything like that. I think it's more fun to scavenge for everything there is in there. In the video I said the stamina cards were designed with homebrew in mind. Will there be things like basic, free basic rules or a homebrew guide? Yeah, 100%. I do plan to be like releasing the rules as their own little freeware thing for people to run with. But they're very simple. I don't think it's going to be a very long read. Yes, 100%. And the stamina cards also, the bits of the classes you slide in, you can just cut a piece of paper and make up your own classes and slide them in. Like that's the idea. That, yeah, if you want to tell a journey about exploration and like scrappy out in the world, then the system's good for that. Do you recommend using the battle van as a memory keeping thing, or use it multiple times for different games? I think it's better as a memory keeping thing, but yeah, you can pull it apart and reuse it as much as you want. The scam artist subclass? I think that's just something anyone and everyone can do, regardless of class. I love games where I can go in an abandoned building and fix it up. The van, at the start I was flip-flopping between fixing up a building and fixing up the van. But if I did a building, it means you go back there every day, and I feel that hurts the exploration part, but I'd love to do a variation on this where, yeah, you fix up the Pizza Hut or whatever it is. Yeah, the van is reusable. How did I come up with the idea of the setting for when society collapsed? I just zoomed in and told a really, honestly, a very pretentious little narrative, and I was like, this is for me. And people liked it, so I kept expanding it. But it is very much just, yeah, autonomy in the face of nothing. Like when there's no bigger structure in play. Then, yeah, well, like, what would you do at the time? Ooh, apologies, I'm a bit rambly. Let's check out the old, let's look at the poll. We'll get a couple of these done. This is my little card template. The results. We'll end the poll for now. Are you going to have epic boss fights? If yes, how about a buff biker with a large stop sign for a battle axe? Yes, there will be, but you said $50? Well, you said $50 twice? Sorry, I did not catch that the first time. Dude, that's more than I make off like any of my videos. Thank you, that's appreciated. I think 100% now there's gonna be a buff biker guy with a stop sign with a battle axe. But yeah, there will be some boss fights. There's some stupid items in the game. One of them is like a car door shield, but it makes you move so slowly. So yeah, let's do the mysterious tin of butt cookies. Let's get this going. Get out of here, fingerless hands. Wait, what color do I use? Let's look up some butter cookie tins real quick. Alright, circular seems to be the way to go. Do I plan for them drawing? Yeah, I'm just going to stick to Damnation stuff today. Try to promote the... Oh no, people are watching me draw a circle in real time. I'm embarrassed. Actually... is the van only a tool for exploration, or will you have rules for fighting while driving or use the van as a weapon? Yeah, there will be a minifigure version of the van as well that will go on the battle maps. So people will be coming hitting it with hammers. You'll be driving away from people. You'll be running to get back inside, trying to escape a bear. Yeah, you'll be interacting with it in the game as well. When do you think you'll decide to start making your movie? When damn, when studios say yes to some stuff, but hopefully not too far away, and by that I mean 5 years. Is there a class that you aren't sure about, but would like to add? That's a good question. Not really. Like, I mean, at one point I had fishermen as a class, but then it's like, everyone gets to go fishing. I don't feel like that should be... I don't think that's both enough to be its own thing, and, you know, everyone should be able to go fishing. Could absolutely see someone making a papercraft version of this TTRPG once it's out, simply be able to read through stories. I could see that happening too, and I would not be against that at all. What's the silliest faction that I'd be willing to spoil? I'm trying to think what's a very transparent one that's there's a few running around. Like, most of them are pretty small. There's a mini golf course that people have claim the different holes as different homes. So there's a little nation in a mini golf course, and they are incredibly boring people. There's some good ones, man. There's some fun ones. This was included to me on the Kickstarter page. All the stretch goal items and classes included in the digital book and digital and book only tiers. Yes, obviously the stickers aren't included in the digital tier and just the book tier. But yeah, everything that gets unlocked gets put into the book and the digital book, and you'll have access to everything. I'm super conscious about making the digital version have everything that all these extras are having, because like it is, you know, not everyone has the money to pay for the van, pay for the minis, but yeah, if you get the digital version, just have some dice, either print stuff out or just draw it yourself, and you'll have access to everything. What song is this? This is just some YouTube free music. I set up a playlist a long time ago and I just never touched it, so it's just generic boops and bips. Oops, sorry, I lost my place. Do I go out and draw a lot of different things to get as good a drawing as you are? I feel like you can draw anything. Honestly, like, it is my art style. It's just, it's so chunky. I'm just gonna go to another thing real quick. Like, it feels like I can capture a lot of stuff, but it's just like, so often I draw hands like this and stuff. Like, just like my animations, I'm vibe forward. Just capture what you need. Guy lining up for a punch. Like, a lot of times I'll draw something like this. And like, oh, he's angry and he's coming in for a punch, and like, and it's like, I don't really fix this. Like, this is wrong, but I'll just sort of come in and add what I think is needed to like really emphasize what's going on. The fist isn't kind of working, so we'll just chunk that out. Honestly, if you can learn to just sketch and keep sketching and improving a picture, that's my art style. I mean, this is not very good. I should have planned it a bit more, but still, it's kind of the point. Yeah. I would like to be the leader of Little Caesar's cult, which spreads affordable pizza across the land. Hey, all power to you. Could you give the van upgrades, or is it as it is? No, you upgrade it as you go. Like, you get I call it a rhubarb, or like a bull bar cow pusher. You can get one of those on it. You can get some better tires to put on it. There's some upgrades out there. Ever have any weird dreams that felt like the world that takes place in was real, and when you woke up, you felt like, what the heck was that? Oh, tons. I'm not going to go off on tangents talking about all my dreams. But yeah, I've had a lot. I had one once where I was like up in the clouds, and I don't know, I was just chatting to people. They're like, "Don't go down. You'll go back to the fake reality." And then when I'd go back down, I'd like wake up. But then when I was kind of like drowsy, and then when I went back to sleep, I'd be back up in the clouds, which is very silly. You don't like Little Caesars? I heard it depends on location. I hear like Michigan has really good, but Little Caesars, but depending where you go, it ranks from great to trash. Can we get other vehicles beside the van that we can ride and drive? Not to the extent that you can with the van. Unfortunately. Yeah, there'll be some stuff around, but the van's how you get around the map. But if you wanted a homebrew and build something else out, you absolutely have that ability. Yeah, for the sewing kit, maybe we'll do 2 items, and when you open it, it rolls, and depending on your roll, changes which item card you get. I'll figure that out on the back end though. Will there be pre-made campaigns or stories for the first time playing, like one-shots or the like? At the moment, it's just the one long campaign. But like I was saying, it's kind of designed in a way that, like, you don't start the game with the ability to cook all the van. The game will kind of like give that to you very early, but you can kind of just jump in and learn the mechanics as you play. Thank you, Cassandra Hampton. 376. Would you ever consider making Sploware Island an actual game after working on this project? I get asked about this a lot. I'm gonna set up another poll in the meantime. The other stuff can come in again. But yeah, so for Sploware, I get asked a lot, and while I have nothing in motion, I'm just constantly adding to this huge design document of what I want it to be. It definitely has to be a video game. So like, yeah, while nothing's in play, yeah, I can't help but think about it all the time. One thing I think of is all the NPCs, I kind of want them to have the old Twitter character amount. Like, I really want all the dialogue to be very snappy and precise. So yeah, that's always in play. Pull something up real quick. I'm gonna throw in a couple of items that I think might be cool that aren't quite in the game yet. Oh, I can only do 4, so 4 it is. A rechargeable waterproof flashlight. It is already in the game. Yeah. So, alright, I'm just gonna scroll up real quick because I'm gonna just start skimming these some of these comments because I am not keeping up. How you're balancing bringing your own flair to the game without making it too complex? I'm not having too much difficulty with that, to be honest. I feel like the map helps a lot with that because there's going to be like all these different little encounters, so I get to compartmentalize them really well, just like I do with my shorts. So you'll rock up to somewhere and it might be a bit weird, and you try and overcome it or interact with it in whatever way, and then you move on to the next thing. So like doing that has made me able to like mesh out a really big world with intent with my style. Will there be injuries for the van? Yes, absolutely. How do I feel finally being able to release the game? Really good. Really good. There was the anxiety of like, will people want to play this? And now there's the anxiety of like, will people enjoy it? Will we get a Pinky Guard expansion? If the Kickstarter makes enough money, I don't want to dangle that carrot too much. Because it needs to make a certain amount so that the pieces for it can be put into the game. Because like it would, if we did it now, the game would like kind of be at a loss. That makes sense. So, if we get even near it, I'll dangle the carrot. But at the moment, don't even worry about it. But there's always room for me to do one-shots after the fact, or even like digital one-shots. There could be fisherman items. That's already in the game. You guys are already calling out everything I've made. Can the van be destroyed? It can be damaged a lot. 2 different campaigns could have a very different looking van by the end of it. Not very different, actually. That's a bit hyperbole, but they can look different. If you goof up and take damage, then the other person may not. If I made any other TPGs, would they be like Damnation? I'd love to do an Inter-Z-Zone one, I think. Because then I can be a bit more fantastical than I am now. Like two different flavors. But worrying about this one first. Is there still golf courses? Yeah, was it the mini golf court? Pets? There are so many pets in the game, and you'll be able to tame stuff that you run into in the wild, so you could have a little menagerie by the end. Is this Luke Humphries a professional dart player? Yes, yes. I'm hoping the campaign itself will be good for beginning players, and yes, I would do additional campaigns in the future. Am I anticipating any delays? No, but the world's doing what the world does, so who knows? No delays coming internally, at least, that's for sure. Hopefully. I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Is there any randomization in the map system, like drawing from a deck of locations, world elements? No. And some people don't like this, and unfortunately, I'm right. I really want to make a curated world. Like there is like the environments change depending where you are on the map. I want it to be specific. It's not a roll of the dice. The world is set in stone, which makes replayability as a player not great, but I think it's just better for it. I feel like, you know, there's some wolves in the game, but the wolves are going to be where the wolves are. You're not going to find them downtown as much and stuff. So yeah, it is locked in, but scavenging will be using a lot of loot tables. So what you find, sometimes it won't use a loot table, but a lot of the times whatever you find in certain locations will be randomized. So that'll change up. You never know what you're going to find in the rubble, which I think is kind of fun. Be honest, how much did you really expect to raise on Kickstarter? Well, it's not done yet, so I don't want to like get ahead of myself, but like, you know, like I'm not gonna pretend to be like, oh, like we sent out we got an email list beforehand, like we saw who was interested, so you know, I did expect it to do well just because a lot of people did put their hand up and say I would buy this, you know. So yeah, it's doing well, but like, I don't know, at the same time, I get to be a full-time creative now, which wasn't the case. I was burning through my savings before this, so, you know, I am still very overwhelmed, even though, you know, we aimed for it. Oh, can I turn down the music a touch? A little bit louder. What class would you play in a home game? Probably Animal Dude with a Duck. Which is, I guess, like the world's built around that more than the other animals, so. Yeah. How long will the actual campaign roughly be? I'm not too sure while we're still testing it, unfortunately. Definitely a couple of sessions. For laying it in real life, a few people have made that, not laying it specifically, because like they had the idea before it existed, but people have made Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic, Pokemon mashup games out there. Never tried them. I'm not like, I imagine there's going to be it's not going to be exactly balanced, but yeah, people have already gone down that route. Yeah, if you play the game once, you will know everything where the map is. And, like, that is a bit of a negative for the game, but I'm sticking to it. I want a world that feels like it's something, you know? Like, there's roads, there's different areas affect, like, the environmental storytelling of going from one area to another. It's like, oh, that had affected that, and this is a correlation to that. Yeah, I want the world to feel real and lived in, so it is set in stone. You could, if you play the second time, you could hit it with a randomizer, but I strongly suggest you check it out the way I've designed it first. It'll be fun, I swear. What classes surprised you most in testing? I don't want to go too much into detail about it, but I had to nerf librarians. They were too OP. Which sucks because I feel like that does actually reflect real life. But I had to nerf librarians a little bit. They got to re-roll too much knowledge checks. but they're still cool. What would be the end goal of the campaign? Oh, no, there's definitely an end goal. There's an end boss as well. Yeah, so the call to adventure is that you lived on this river, it's freshwater river, and that's like a lot of the the lifeblood of your community. Then it dried up. So you got together, put together a party, whether you're friends or not beforehand, and you head upriver and you find that this dam has been blocked. And you explore Damnation and you see why it happened, and there's a couple of different endings. Like there's a few different things you could do with the dam by the end of it. So yeah, it is a lot of exploration, but there's a strong narrative to the whole game. Am I prioritizing fun over balance or the other way around? I mean, I'm trying to prioritize both, but if I had to, I'd say probably a little bit more on fun. Like balance is kind of interesting because I feel like you can have any item stolen from you when you play. Like and there's a lot of like items that are useless again, like the wedding dress doesn't have a direct connection to any of the mechanics in the game, so I'm not too worried about balance in that sense, but gameplay wise it is balanced, and you've always got your friends to help with rolls and stuff. Alright, I'm gonna look at the alright, who won the poll? Pocket Sand. Alright. Again, I'll clean these images up off stream when I'm not multitasking. Pocket Sand should be pretty easy. What about designing some stickers? So I'm going to just throw up a... What final stickers would you... Pocket Sand is going to be fairly simple. An idea for a small town village name, Hakuna Matata Town. I do like that. That is cool. I know that's based on an African language, but I can't remember which one. As a kid, I loved Timon and Pumbaa too much. I don't know if Disney would sue, actually. Like, I don't think they could, because it's just words. But also, wouldn't want to try them. Let's put a bit of sand around the edges too. Excuse me. Alright, got some good suggestions. Let me make a poll. Oh, Hakuna Matata's trademarked? Damn. Sounds about right, though. Cool. Alright, let me just type these up. There's a few... We'll do multiple polls for... So if you don't see your suggestion in here, it'll probably be the next one. Mango sticker. I think a bag of weapons is cool, but I haven't drawn a lot of the weapons, so I can't unfortunately do that one just yet. Also, I think we already have 3 duck stickers going. Alright, cool. Started the poll. An NPC that everyone just refers to by good question, because he always lies about his name and tells everyone something different. Look, there's going to be a few grifters out there, for sure, so stay vigilant. Sand. Or maybe clothing item? There's a few clothing items already, and they're good because they don't actually take up an item spot. Don't want to reveal them all, but there's a cowboy hat, some overalls. There's a ghillie suit you can get. There's some cool clothing. Well, at least there's a mango pin, even if we don't get the sticker. The largest range for a weapon might be 4 spaces. Oh, I gotta remember to drink water this stream. I always forget. They're all good suggestions, by the way, even if they're... You picked... Oh, they're close, though. So, because we're talking about graffiti, I think I've got like I've got a original bit of graffiti that I was gonna... Yeah. So this was my first attempt at the Damnation logo, which is a bit more fun than what it ended up being, but it doesn't read as well. So we ended up going with... So yeah, ended up just like solidifying it as the one thing, but I do love me some graffiti, some aerosol art. Not good at it myself, but I appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna close the poll, and it's like Cozy Lighthouse is the one for the sticker, so we can do that. Not Candy Dreams. Alright, let's go Cozy Lighthouse. We can spend a little time on this. Sure. We'll make it, yeah, it'll be a little bit chubby, but that's alright. Did everyone play the Mutant Year Zero video game? I was so looking forward to it, and it was so short. It kind of upset me. I was like... when it ended, I felt like I was just in Act 1. But that was a cool game. Wait, do lighthouses have stripes like that? Am I doing a barber pole? Yeah, I'm doing a barber pole. That's not... My bad. Get out of here. Diagonals. Barber shop encounter. Maybe. Damnation, we'll put moss on everything. We love moss. Because it would be a small vinyl sticker too. I do want to make the lines kind of thick and chunky, just so like it reads well. But we can also just get the ocean in the back here. No, I don't like the ocean. Not like that, at least. Some rocks. Actually, we'll do a circle. The ocean can live in a circle, as it's meant to be. After the campaign is done, are there any new projects on the horizon? There's a couple of things, but I'll announce them when they're... I'll jinx them if I announce anything soon. Nothing set in stone. This is my baby for now. This is like where all the love and attention is going. So there is stuff coming, but this is it for now. That's all I need to worry about. This is one of the nice things about doing this setting for TTRPG too, is I get to do a lot of like messier lines. If I was doing like a cyberpunk game, then like I need to make all my lines and structures a lot more rigid and like make sense. But post-apocalyptic, things can be broken, and that feels good.
Yeah.
Is there a way to get the status sticker back? Yeah, I'm gonna add these to the like stretch goals. So should be good. Are there any aspects of the game that you're particularly excited for people to experience? Honestly, the exploration. I think just finding things, uncovering the map, building out your campsite. I think just that progression. I think that's the most exciting to me. On the Kickstarter, we just hit 520k, which unlocks a stretch goal, which we're going to incorporate what we've done tonight. So give me one sec here. First guy we did. tin, I'm just going to... I'm just going to adjust this. I'm just going to export it real quick. And I'm going to throw it straight up onto the campaign. Oh, wait, sorry. My apologies. This won't be the 521. This will be a different one. Getting all my numbers mixed up. But, yeah, these will be added to the stretch goals. And I feel pretty confident we're going to get the next few. So, like, don't feel I've taken your ideas and threw them out. But, yeah. Getting everything flushed. Alright, back to the lighthouse. Oops, sorry, I missed a few questions here. Is there anything that surprised you about the process of making an RPG? No, like, not really. I've written, like, design documents before, so, like, I'm used to, like, that process and how it can be a little bit, you know, like, you might know how to play checkers, but to write a design document for checkers is, you gotta think a little bit differently, so I'm a little bit used to that. Yeah. Unfortunately, the World of Damnation is not coastal, so I don't think I can put a bunch of lighthouses into the world and let it make a lot of sense. Oop. Oops, sorry, she stuttered. Have I ever considered selling a brush set to get that look you use? The watercolor but not quite look. I am using the default texture brush on Clip Studio. I use that for most things, which is kind of funny. And then, like, I just add noise when I'm video editing. It's kind of simple considering the effect that it gives, but I did a little Q&A tutorial a while ago showing how I did all the effects, and yeah. If I had to make another game completely unrelated to any of my shorts, what sort of setting would it be? Good question. Do you guys ever play Dino Crisis? Dinosaur survival horror. I think that would be very cool. I draw on a Cintiq. I mean, I spent a good chunk of money on it years ago. And yeah, I like it. I feel there's like you don't need to spend this much anymore. Like, I mean, I have so many friends who just use an iPad and it's pretty good. But yeah, I got the old big chunky 22-inch Cintiq. It's a big screen that I draw on. I like it. Bought it for myself when I was sad one day. But yeah, I've been using it for years. It's paid for itself for sure. Can one of the locations be a zoo? Yeah, there already is a zoo location. It's already in the game. Do you have any advice for anyone wanting to make their own TTRPG? I don't know. If you want to like design your own system, I feel like just think about like what do you want to like what's important to you in a story and like make a system that works around it. But if you want to just like do a 5e or something, then yeah, just make what you want. Like yeah, don't feel like there's a preset sort of world or things you need to like check off a list, like typical RPG stuff. Just make what you want, and then refine and refine until it's good. Or don't. You don't have to. When you GM the game, is it like DMing, or is it more like the GM is another player? No, like you're definitely a GM. You're not part of the party. You do play a lot of characters. However, because you meet a lot of weirdos out in the world, the GM gets a lot of opportunities to do improv sort of stuff. Like you'll have to voice a lot of different characters out there, and so I feel there's a lot of fun role playing for the GM as well. But they aren't part of the party. You don't need to respect them. This circle will hold the ocean. We love to do a gradient between a light blue and a darker and deeper blue. Oh, I got the wrong one. Oops. Nice sky. And then we'll just sort of do a different variation for the water. Maybe the other way. I think that works. Ooh, let me restart all the music. This is a classic little thing I do. Magic wand around your line art. Expand it a couple of pixels so it overlaps. Invert it. And then you can stick a color down. Boom. Something, no, like you can see there's a few bits that it breaks, but it's a great way just to sort of get the ball rolling. So yeah, if you guys don't know how to GM, I feel that this is going to be a very good game to sort of like get the ball rolling, you know? I think it'll hold your hand more than other stuff, because one of the most annoying things about when you like GM for the first time is that you're doing all the world stuff, you're doing the NPCs, trying to make it good for everyone, but you also have to keep all the rules in mind, and that's difficult to do. So I feel like this game's gonna be better for it. We'll see what the pros say about that though. But yeah, otherwise just make a friend do it. They get to play for free, so they got a GM. Thank you, Muglion. Lo-fi means low fidelity. It just means like it's low quality sort of sound, which is nice because it's like you don't have to respect it so much. It's almost it's just there, and you know you just appreciate it for what it is. And lo-fi is nice for that. Favorite post-apocalyptic stories? I mean, like, I enjoy the Fallout games, even though they just keep getting worse. I love Mad Max, like, you know, as an Australian, I'm weirdly like, yeah, Mad Max rules. Lord Humongous. The animation shorts, you're doing full-time or a side hustle for fun? It is a full-time, it is more than full-time to do all the animations, and they do not pay enough for a wage. So it's a passion that is bleeding me dry. Yeah. Is Damnation based off a real place? No, because the biomes are a little bit silly if you really want to pull it apart. Because I do get people ask if it's in Australia or America, and technically neither. Like, I'm not too worried about any of that. I'd rather zoom in more than zoom out. But the fact that there is wetlands and pine forests and even snowy mountaintops, like maybe California can pull that off, but it really doesn't exist anywhere. No, I haven't tried Days Gone. How much of the book we have to read ahead? I mean, ideally you read it all as a GM, so you know what's going to happen. But because of all the map stuff, like, you don't really need to. Like, you can... Like, it's usually just like a half-page sort of thing. They do vary, though. Some are longer, some are shorter. But... yeah, you don't need to prep as much as a more typical TTRPG, I believe. But if you want to do really well, you should still read ahead. The bad answer. Thank you, HB Tori. Alright, now we gotta add a... There's much better ways to do water, but I do this all the time because it is quick and easy. You just do these little lines to show the waves, and small and close together in the distance, and as it gets closer you make them a little bit bigger. These are representing the waves. And then you copy that layer, and then you go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, hit the slider until something looks nice, and now you got some like shiny water. Like, it's not perfect, but like if you only got a minute or two to work on it, I think it looks great. Have you ever thought about getting other voice actors for your short? So who's your first pick? Will Forte, I think is cool. I love Will Forte. that's a high reach though. But I will get other people eventually once I'm in a position to actually pay them. That's the main thing. I don't want to take advantage of people. So, and I know a lot of people do it for free. Like I get that. But, yeah, it's I'm definitely hitting the sides of having everyone in everything sound like me. So, you know, I do need to grow from that, and you know, imagine hearing a woman talk on my channel. That would be something. So we'll get there. We're on our way. But I feel like once I give that up, then I've given it up. Like at the moment, it's all my world and it's all in my head. And once it's gone, and that's where we got to go. Good night, people going to bed. Yeah, so I blurred everything for the highlights. It's like I made sure I put all the white lines on a single layer. You can see that that's the blurs on their own. That's the line, and then that's them together. And it's effective. And that's the advantage of like my types of animation, because it's a lot of images. It's drawn images. Like that's annoying to do with vectors and stuff. Not impossible, but kind of annoying. But with my work, it's just 2 seconds, and then you spit out the PNG with the blur on it, and it looks good. A little cozy lighthouse, and then this is the key. This is the sauce. Get a color. Red works really well when you want the daylight. Keep it like very salmon and light. Get a gradient and go foreground or transparent. I'm just going to zoom out to do this too, because I need. So when you put it down normally, it kind of looks like this. You can kind of see how like the red goes over stuff. Oh, actually, I need this over the line art. So in a folder, put all your line art, everything, and then over the top, you do something like that. But we'll hit this, maybe like this angle. We'll change the blending type to soft light, and like you don't see much, but it's just enough to be like, it creates a bit of depth and stuff. When I'm doing mountains and stuff, I usually use a white one, and this probably won't look great with this, but like that creates that, oh, it's kind of high off and out of the way, and just do a bit of that. I don't know, it pops it out a lot more than without it. Like that's sort of flat, and that's just bringing a little something to it. Yeah. Yeah, I voiced some female characters too. And if it's like a couple of words, I feel like I can get away with it. But you know, I do have a kind of a specific range, and I enjoy voice acting, but making stuff and anime, like building the worlds out, is way more important to me than being a voice actor. Voice actor is the reward for making stuff. If that makes sense. Cool. So that's a cozy little lighthouse. Alright, I'm gonna do up another poll. King Bigfoot. Are you and your fiance both back the game? That's awesome. Don't feel pressure to buy 2 copies, though, for sure. Obviously, any game can be homebrewed if you stretch it enough, but do you think custom content will be especially easy or difficult for the game? No, like, I think about homebrew a lot when I'm building out all the parts. Like, even with the stamina trackers, where you can slip in your own bits of paper to create your own classes and abilities. And we'll use that for a different world. Yeah, it's... I will have homebrew supplements. It will be very easy to homebrew the game, for sure. Need to look up an animation real quick. Am I actually going to make money from this Kickstarter? Yeah, I'm gonna... I'll get a nice slice, for sure. So this is the overflow bag. For a sticker, I think that's... good. The world. Alright, so another poll for the next sticker. If you can afford 1 copy of the game, that's incredible. Like, if you're a fan of my stuff and you can't afford it, no pressure. I know what's going on in the world. Yeah, a TTRPG is not on the list of essential things needed to live, so... if you can't afford it, no stress at all. No, there is a lot of Kickstarters that do go for the break-even approach, especially within comics. You know, it's yeah, it's just like you just want to make it happen, especially when it's like a smaller project. Well, I'll give the poll another minute or so. Have I seen Dungeon Meshi? I watched a bit of the animation because I read the manga, and I I wasn't that excited about the animation, but it's funny. It's actually a really funny show. I feel a lot of anime, dubbed anime, has trouble hitting the comedy chops, but I feel like it's probably one of the best ones for it. Yeah, I think it's really good. Oh, this poll is so close. Alright, I'm gonna call it. Graffiti from the World is one. If we're doing Graffiti from the World, I think we need to do Anxiety. So give me a second. I can never remember where I save everything. Oh, there it is. So this is Anxiety. It's a fake drink. Energy drink that you find in the world. So let's do some graffiti based off that. Just dropping this down as a reference. Ah, Servo Udon, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Backing a Kickstarter and then sending me money? You're crazy, man, but thank you. Who inspired me to pursue this career? I did. I don't know, I guess like Works did. But yeah, I don't have an idol. There's a lot of creators I respect and love and stuff, but I don't look at anyone and go, I don't want what anyone has exactly. You know, there's something about idols, heroes of inspiration that doesn't super mesh with me, but yeah, lots of stuff. Evangelion's always my biggest inspiration, but you know, I watch a lot of anime, read a lot of comic books. I think we'll make this into some sort of threatening graffiti. Maybe look out, look out. There's anxiety about. Put on the little paint drips. I think anxiety tastes like a... I'm not an energy drink guy, but all my friends are, so I'm part of the culture. But the Monster like rehabs things where it's like less carbonated. So this is like a green tea matcha heart starter. Is there a nurses faction in the game? There's Dr. Wizard. That's it's the main medical person you'll run into. I'm just a coffee guy myself. I like my coffee. Just of all the vices to have in the world, coffee's not too bad. Yeah, so if you're an illustrator and you can learn to be rough and messy, you can go far. You can make so much so quickly. All my illustrator friends are such perfectionists. And they're better than me, but they can't make as much as me. And if you have a drive to make a lot of things in life, I recommend going sketchy. Have I heard of the TTRPG Degenesis? No. A quick little Google. Oh yeah, this is a lot more serious tone. Character sheets. Oh, this looks cool. I can definitely see some overlapping stuff here. That's cool. I'm gonna give this a read later. What would you say is your favorite part of making Damnation? I think I like making the... Oh no, it's the van. It's gonna be the van. Like, Simon, who's like the actual guy who made it and designed it all, like, just being like, this is telling him what I want, and then him kind of just easily building it out. That was probably my favorite part, and then I just got to be the big kid who paints it and makes it into what I was envisioning. So I think that's probably my favorite part. Let's do quick reference lines first so I don't goof this up too much. Apologizing for being too graphic. That's fine. I've accumulated this wholesome reputation, but I'm not a wholesome guy. I don't mind gore. I don't mind anything rough. Does the game have any built-in motivations for players to not just be standard motor hobos? Yeah, like your reputation will outpace you. So people won't trust you if you're just gonna like kill everyone. Which, you know, like the game's not really designed for it, but it won't stop you. But it does kind of like goof the story up a bit, because like, whoa, are you trying to help people or not? But you can, and you can definitely... One thing it does allow is you to just like scavenge and take everything you find out there. So if you want to just steal from everyone and hoard it, you are well within your ability to do that. See, I'm glad I like spaced out my text, because I need to get another word in up here. Because it is graffiti too, I don't really mind too much if it's the kerning is off and stuff like that. Like built-in mistakes is very real. That works for me. It's not a good thing or a bad thing when you see it as graffiti. Yeah, it's probably a bad thing. Probably don't want to be around the guys who like anxiety, as you will learn in the world of damnation. Oh yeah, Silenthal's pretty gory. Yeah, I guess that is a common theme in a lot of my stuff. I'm not... Existential dread doesn't bother me all that much. We're all gonna die. Everything we know will be forgotten. It's alright. It don't matter. Are any of the raiders like evil besides taking things? Yeah. Yes. I am Australian. I did actually pick up like a bug last week when I went to a live show, so I'm a little bit Kermity. I'm a bit flat in the throat. But also, I don't know, I've lived in lots of different places, so I've lost a bit of the accent, unfortunately. I have to put it on when I'm the pink yard. I'm one of the flyer throwers. Are there any horror elements for When Society Collapse you haven't shown yet? Yes. You'll find them out there. The g'day, mate. I still say g'day. That's probably the main Australian slang I keep. Crystal Jenny asks, apologies in case this has been asked a bunch of times before, but what made you decide to do a TTRPG as your first major crowd-funded project as opposed to an animated series or video game? That is a really good question, and I did put a lot of thought into it. Not that TTRPGs are easier, but it felt like a better stepping stone for me. I want to learn game design, I want to be better at longer storytelling, and TTRPG felt like a good fit because I worked so solo for so long that with the TTRPG I get to continue working a bit solo, but I am working with the Dungeon in a Box guys, so that's like a bit of like growing pains and learning for myself as well. So you know, like I've been reading all these books on game design to get really good at this, but like that also bleeds into video games, and the longer storytelling is going to help me better with longer animations and everything. So TTRPG just felt like something I could genuinely like get my teeth around in a good way. So yeah, that's why TTRPG felt like the main thing on my list. Because like yeah, I'd love to do a TV show, I'd love to do movies, I'd love to do video games, and I'd like to do TTRPGs. So yeah, it's a good fit. It feels right. Because like a lot of this work is a little bit overwhelming sometimes, and that's good. I feel like this is like a nice challenge, and it's good. Oh, the background, things I have in the Google Drive. Yeah, I do need to update it. I'll go through and update with the latest animations. I don't think I'll go through and do too much campaign stuff or any campaign stuff into it, because I prefer to keep that exclusive. Which is a little bit annoying for convenience, but a cop can't tell you what you can put on your phone. So the files, if you can see the image on the video screen, you can rip it and do whatever you want with it. Oh, got some questions. Is the dancing van the same or a different program that you use for the blinking man? Oh, no. I was so confused for a minute there. That's just a little GIF. It's 2 frames. I use it in an animation, so I end up just pulling it out and just throwing it in tonight, because that seems like fun. Is there much replayability of the game? There is an AGM on my friend group, but I'd also like to experience the game as a player. The map, not so much. If you could, I would strongly suggest playing it as a player first before GMing. But there's still a lot of random things that happen if you play as a player after GMing. Like all the scavenging loot tables and the classes. And also just how you interact with the scenarios. Though there will be the occasional map event that you go to, and you'll know what the twist is, if there's a twist or something like that. So very mid review for replayability, unfortunately. Do some painting studies over my backgrounds? Yeah, go for it. Like, yeah, recreate them. I feel like they're simple enough that it kind of makes it a nice learning tool. Get the background cranking. Some dull reds. Again, the gradient tool, the thing I use for everything, because it just helps out so much. I want it to be stronger. Go around. Stretch it a bit more. Yeah, that feels good. You always theories that there'll be a lot of graffiti after the apocalypse, then less and less. Yeah, I feel like if people are trying to like rebuild stuff, then spray paint was a great way to like make temporary signage, so it would become a resource. So yeah, go thin, but there's ways to make paint. Get out the old brush. What's my favorite class I've made for Damnation? I like Animal Dude. I like Survivalist. I'm just looking at the classes again. Librarian, Botanist. Engineer's cool. Feral's really cool. They're all good. Cook's good. Survivalist. Farmer's fun. The Archivist. A little hidden thing here, he's talking to the DVD guy, because the DVD guy's an archivist. Animal Dudes between two different animal dudes. Farmer, there's Farmer Daniel tucked away in the sunflowers. This was the one I goofed though, because Louis is a survivalist, and I didn't put him in there with the other survivalists, so bad on me. Lady Giganosaurus Rex, she's a cook. Cladantha, she's an explorer, hanging out with the other explorer. Engineer, that's Bob's dog. Bob's implied to be starting the car. Yeah. That's not Arn, but it's her bike and system, so fun references to existing characters and what classes they would be. But like, you know, Lady Giganosaurus Rex does have a lot of raider tendencies too. Yeah, purples and blues would be rare. Like, I don't know paint making techniques off the top of my head, but that was the whole medieval thing. Like those were the colors that were hard to get, and then royalty got to rock the blues and purples, or because it was a rare pull. How's my weekend going? It is going good. I'm going to go see a play tomorrow in Toronto based on one of my animated shorts, and I don't know what to expect. I'm slightly anxious about it, but it should be fun. I posted it on my Instagram if anyone's in Toronto and wants to go. You make blue dye from cottonwood flowers. Interesting. Yeah, I live in Toronto at the moment. I move around a lot. I've lived in a lot of countries, except America. The difference between the archivist and the librarian is that librarians have a wide range of knowledge, while an archivist kind of has their special subject, and they're more about preserving things than information. But they have a lot of overlap for sure. Archival's nice, but I don't think everything you make should necessarily be expected to last forever. 100%. And like, I feel like that's part of the story too. It's like, you can burn these DVDs and, you know, get a computer to do it all, but like, and if you treat them really well and stuff, they'll last a couple of decades, but like, 50 years? Like, are they gonna work? Probably not. Like, it's hard to actually store information outside of books, so, you know. But that's the ideology of a lot of the stories. It's you know, smoke them while you have them. Do it while you can. Who knows what tomorrow will be? So like, make today good. Yeah, the DVD guy is an archivist. So if you make the archivist character in the TTRPG, one of the character creation questions is like, what are you collecting? What's your special? What's your special thing? You going out, preserve all the Beanie Babies? What's important to you? What do you prioritize? Being a librarian would be a flex. Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of librarians deal with that now. People just come in and, like, you know, want them to solve their problems in a way. If anyone's an illustrator, I recommend drawing graffiti, because it is fun and you can't go wrong. And if you break the lines, it does not matter. Apparently you can back up, I've seen guides to backing up Wikipedia, and you don't need a lot. You can put it all on a USB drive. I'm not a doomsday prepper, but obviously I am very fascinated by the world of that stuff, and I read up on it. No plans for a Damnation server at the moment. It's unfortunately that'd be a lot of work to maintain. Wouldn't want it to be a Discord server, but maybe there is a world where something works with it. It's a crack right down the middle. No, I hate that. Let's not do that. Let's put a crack underneath everything. Being librarian after collapse is tricky because you know what books have knowledge that you need. You probably even know what page it is. The problem is you don't know where those books are. Yeah, like in my little library story, I was like, the books with the information you need, they're like, we probably should look after them. So that's why they made all the handout pamphlets. It's like, you know, it's like, oh, here's a book on like foraging and finding what's good, but the book might go very wide in that information, and they're like, well, here's the pages that really apply to our climate and region. I don't stream that often. I like to do it more, but it's really hard to find the time, and I've done Q&As, but I tend to just keep answering the same questions when I do Q&As, so I don't like doing them too often. But... Cool. I'll probably clean this up a little bit so it's a bit more readable, but that's the graffiti. I'm really happy with that. I think it came out quite nice. Yeah, leaving the US is extremely difficult from everything I've read. And expensive. Alright, I'm gonna call the next one. I want to do the mango sticker with the mango library, because I got an idea with like an open book. It's kind of something. Keep it fat at the top. Like the big delicious mango. I don't know. Maybe flatter. It's like, ooh, very holy coming out of the book. And then like head towards the mango trees get denser. We can do better. We can do better with that text treatment for sure. Oh, I should be on the mango. Great idea, Luke. Yeah, a lot of people seem to be allergic to mangoes. I get that comment a lot. And I'm sorry, that sucks. Okay, bear with me on this, because this is going to be a little bit ugly by design. I'm thinking, like, do the text all... I don't know how much of these scribbles read to people who are not me, but this makes sense to me. We have some glows coming off the back. This is very silly, but I really like it, so we're doing it. You know, the text to look a little bit wrapping around it. I am kind of like visualizing a secret grid underneath. Doesn't have to be accurate, but like, it's kind of where my head's at. Good night, Piotr Jakubowski, 7590. This might be the last one I do for the night, so I'm going to leave a Q&A thing up, and I will read all the suggestions after the stream. But if they're a game item or you would like to see. But I will be spending a little bit of time on this, so. Ooh. So one thing with Damnation, it has been interesting running a lot of ads on my YouTube account. Because I've really gone out of my way to avoid doing it. But like, I guess it's been nice that it's only been for like my own thing instead of like for someone else's stuff. And I haven't done any like cheap cash grab stuff, so. But it's still different. Like it's, I lost that purity of just making art. For people. And like obviously I'm gonna get back to that real soon, but yeah, well, a lot of my other animations it's a bit like I make it and then people can either take it or leave it and it doesn't matter. But I've been making stuff where it's like trying to show something cool I've made and it's a whole different vibe. But like I saw that coming. I think a fun sticker would be for the different factions to have their own emblems. Are there already established emblems or icons for the different groups? Like Anxiety is one. The Thunderbarn has a potato in the middle of a sunflower. And the mango library uses different mangoes, even though it's a little bit more vague than the other ones. And that's kind of it. And the DVD guy who's has the sign that says music, movies, media. Oh, I really goofed up my spacing for this. Let's see if we can figure it out. You'll see triple M sometimes on things, which is a radio station, but. Or like M cubed is his little thing. So if you see M cubed with an arrow, that's where he's at. We can squanch this a little bit. It's okay. We'll restart tree. The game is designed around 4 players and 1 GM, but you can have less players. You can even sneak in more players, though the game just sort of gets a lot easier the more people you jam in there. But balance-wise, yeah, four people and a GM. It's not really built for solo play. But people keep asking for it, so I might see what I can do about that. But I wouldn't want to like compromise the vision of the actual campaign. I hate this tea. Like, I know it's getting squashed up, but that's good. I do love the squash text. I do love something very human about it. Very human design. Is there anything I'm still excited to make? Yeah, I haven't finished all the items or all the class minis just yet. but the designs are just sitting in my head, so they're like fun. They're like that's the dessert for after the Kickstarter. I get to just lock in and do finish up a lot of the art, which I enjoy. Have I thought about collaborating with a video game dev? I have, and I've even had a couple reach out, which is nice. But I guess the problem is they need to know what they're doing. Like I don't really want to be like feeling my way through it with them. Especially because, like, you know, I'm learning game design and I'm getting better at it and all that, but I couldn't manage someone who doesn't know what they're doing, because I don't know what I'm doing just yet. Oh, for the Intersea Zone postcards, would you be able to see? Would we be able to see them in our pledge lists again? No, like they're automatically added, so I don't believe you were able to actually see them on your thing. It's an annoying one, but hit me up on the Kickstarter, because I have all my little Q&A answers ready to go on there. That's my brush. Just grab an airsoft brush to kind of smooth it out in the middle. I was thinking about indenting these, but I don't know if that's going to ruin it. Video games versus tabletop games? I mean, pros and cons to each. You know. Like, that's why I wanted a TTRPG for When Society Collapsed, because one of the pros of a TTRPG is that you get to kind of do what you want. Like, you know, you don't have to like plan ahead and program in it. You get to like do stuff on the fly, and I think it's better for this world. Well, Sploware Island, I think would be a better video game, because I want to be able to control sight lines and sounds and that sort of atmospheric stuff. But yeah, pros and cons to each. Not sure about these indents, but we'll keep going. I've just got a poll up. If there's any suggestions you want to throw out into the poll, feel free. A lot of the core stuff, I mean, not a lot, all the core stuff I've already designed for the game, but if there's just little fun add-ons, especially for stretch goals, because like, it is sincere in the fact that the more money we raise, the more stuff I can kind of slip into the game without the money having to come from somewhere, because things get cheaper. Even if it's not exactly one for one when it happens, but yeah. About the copyright of my non-existent video game ideas, how involved do you want to be with stuff to make your ideas? I want to be super involved. That's also the problem. It's like, there are things I wouldn't budge on design-wise, and if I was working with an amateur person, it's like, it's on to them to figure out my concepts, and that's rude for me. I feel that's rude. So, yeah, I'd love to be really involved. So much so that I know I'd have to actually, like, delegate more. And that's also what I'm learning with this TTRPG, which is part of it. Learning when to delegate. Because I just want to do everything myself. And if I did that, I would develop it for 10 years, and then it would be a hot garbage mess. So... yeah. Yeah, just to ask the question poll is, sorry, just the suggestion poll at the moment. Apologize if it's given a different notification. Different variations of the vans, that would be so cool. I'd love to have different vehicles. I was contemplating making it a river raft at one point. That would be cool. But for a story about rivers drying up, a river raft is going to be pretty useless. Have the juice pool into some of the letters? Okay, yeah, I think we can make this guy goopy. Was the card game inspired by Mau? No, I haven't heard of that. I will look it up though. Add a Hatsune Miku reference in the game? Have a vocalizer? I will consider it. Part of the game though is like the dam is a hydroelectric dam, so a lot of people are out without power, so maybe someone needs their digital girlfriend back. Would you ever consider making modules for after the main game? Yeah, absolutely. I've got ideas in mind, but like again, I want to make sure this is good and solid first. But yeah, there's a lot of tangents. There's haven't built it out much in my head, but I think there's room for a cross-country journey using the system. takes away from like exploring the map. But you could almost have a slay the spire thing. Like, do you go left or right? Make a big a tree of locations. Good night, Winston. I feel embarrassed people watching me color. I do, anyone who works with vectors would be like shaking their head at just how sloppy this is. Is When Society Collapsed World the same as Pinky Guards? No. A lot of people try and connect the worlds, but they're honestly in their own places. There's no overlap. I don't mind overlapping stuff though. Like I feel like Big House, like anything that's high fantasy, the Himbo Knights could probably run into. So like things could connect, but like I just tell people like don't look for it to all come together. There's no Avengers Endgame. There's no world where there's some satisfying like, oh, it's all the same. It all works. Like, I'd rather them just be appreciated for what they are. But that being said, like, well, When Society Collapsed is really grounded, and I wouldn't really mix it with other worlds. I'm not against making something silly and doing it. It's just that's the off track. That's not the destination. You know? How do the Himbo Knights stack up to Salinthal? Interesting. The Himbo Knights are they're shonen protagonists in my mind, so they got some stupid strength going on. So I think the Knights could take down Salinthal. Maybe get a bit banged up into it. I don't know how they would keep him down for long though. That's his deal. Make the world's old TV shows? Yeah, I could do that. There'll definitely be some fun little things in there in the game, but just nothing too important. Put a little glisten on the inside. Let's not do dots. We'll come back to that. Let's get this book together. Oh, I'm slowly losing my voice a little bit. I'm not much of a talker. Did Kid Blades kill Salinthal? That's a different world, but it is so similar. Maybe it could be the same world. That was just me dreaming of Jet Set Radio Future again, as I always do. That's the idle dance from the game he was doing, but it's kind of small, so I don't think anyone picked up on it. I don't really think it's how combat works in the game. Yeah, like it is a simple system. At the moment, like you'll just have a few abilities to start the game off with his like strike to deal damage, push to move them, and maybe knock them over if you do a good enough roll. And steal or disarm them. But as you get items, they'll give you like better ways to strike, or strike from a distance, or use a different type of roll. Like the hockey stick that you can get off Duck Girl, you use observation to try and hit their ankles. So you're like waiting for an opening. So like if you're not a physical character, you'll get other combat things. But a lot of it just has to do with positioning more than anything else. So it's a lot of like, you're in the situation, maybe people are trying to take your food, maybe some wolves are chasing you, maybe there's a flash flood, and it's like, what do you do in that situation? Or you like come back to your van and someone's going through it, and you don't know who they are, and the battle map comes out and it's like, are you going to go hit them? Do you know who they are? So combat is usually there's got to be some decisions to be made when combat happens. It's rare compared to like more traditional TTRPGs where it's like, here's a pack of goblins. All right, now fight till one side is completely dead. That might happen in the game, but that won't be the majority of combat. What fictional characters, if any, do you think could permanently defeat Salinthal? Well, that's his deal. He doesn't lose. Or he loses a lot, but it's never over, I guess. So only like Dr. Manhattan type dudes, I would say. Now, not super sold on the goopy wet mango, but we'll try. Maybe a white? Yeah, King Bigfoot would wreck Salinthal on an emotional level. For sure. Yeah, I like the idea of a TTRPG focusing on what you would do. Like a lot of it is very izakaya anime, like at least with the system in my mind. Like I just want you to sort of be like, here's your boots on the ground in a different world. You don't have a lot on you. What are you gonna do? And I feel like that creates a lot more fun role play adventure sort of stuff. Something perverse about these, about this goopiness to the mango. I'll have to do some soul searching to decide if I want to keep it in. But I do want a mango now. I used to live in Queensland where I could get good mangoes. Could you add something to do with constellation to the game? Even after society collapses, the stars are going to stay the same. There already is. You can get a telescope for your van, your battle van, and it will have a purpose in the game. Yeah, I got a feeling the juices are not going to make it, and I'm sorry about that. But I'll make that call off stream. We'll keep them in until the stream's done, at least. Thank you, Klubo. Good night. Klubo. Yes, alright, let's look at it without the good. This sticker doesn't feel done. It needs a little something else to it. But I'm gonna figure that out off stream because I kind of hit my limit. I got a little bit of a flu-y bug thing at the moment, and I think my throat is done. I think it's shutting down. So thank you everyone for coming to the stream. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate everyone supporting Damnation. I'm going to go through all these suggestions people made. In fact, I'm going to grab them all down before I accidentally close it and lose stuff again. Do that quick. But yeah, I've really enjoyed talking to everyone, and had a lot of good feedback. Yeah. Can I use the sticker as a profile picture if I credit you? Yeah, you don't need to credit me. You can just... If I make anything, just steal it and throw it as your profile picture. I don't care, you know, it's all good. It's an honor and stuff. So, again, yeah, so, thank you everyone. Yeah, I'm excited to share a lot more about Damnation as things come out, and I've seen some stuff the manufacturers have put together, and it's still prototypey, but it's very cool. It's very, very cool. Cool. All right. Good night, everyone. Love you all. Bye.